Boom.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Fans in Motion podcast, the podcast that you didn't know you needed. I say to you guys, where will you go and who will you be? Me, I'll just be singing songs, crossing fingers. There's always something going on. As always, I remain. Say hello, Josh.
Yo.
Brentry?
Oh boy! Hi, everybody. How you doing?
I get it.
I normally like to comment on Andy's stuff, but I how do you follow up a ballad?
So where are we now?
Where are we now? I'm still in Nashville. So why did I start with a Kelly Keagy lyric from Neverland?
I don't know why.
We
Why
are
don't you tell
talking
us?
about ranking our top 10 Kelly Keagy songs.
Is it Keagy or Keagy? Keagy?
Keagy.
Keagy? Is it Keagy?
Keagy?
Yeah, you got Josh Itis going on there with Night Ranger people. You ain't gonna get backstage anytime soon.
Well, there we go.
There we
I
go.
stand corrected. As always, I remain corrected.
Hey,
Up until last week, he thought it was Brad Giles in the band.
Gillis. Brad Gillis.
Yeah, I had to teach you.
Jack Pilates?
Pilates. So anyway, we are going to rank our personal top 10 Kelly songs, and that's what this episode is about. But we're going to go, before we get into the episode, let's talk about, Josh, the last episode we put out there, have you gotten any specific feedback? Anything we want to discuss about the great, he writes the songs that make the Night Ranger fans sing?
So yeah, the last episode that we did was where we did the Jack Blade songs outside of Night Ranger. A lot of good responses. Jeff Holbrook actually messaged me, and we had forgotten a couple. Now, the one I remembered when we did the Big Life episode, but somehow forgot it on this one. So on the Secret of My Success soundtrack album, Jack Blades and I think it was David Foster co-wrote a song together, and it was recorded by Roger Daltrey from The Who. I think it's called The Price of Love.
Oh, there was a video for that.
So that was a track that was missed. And then he had said that Jack wrote a lot of songs on, I would assume the album's called Arrow. I don't think that's the song. I think it was the album by Mr. Big. So Jack has some songwriting credits on it.
Oh, I have to look that up. I like Mr. Big. I have to look that up. I don't know it.
So those are a couple tracks we missed, but other than that, I think, we got the feedback on the page, which when we talk about the page, it's the the Facebook Fans in Motion Night Ranger tribute page. Just go to Facebook, type in Fans in Motion, you'll find it, click like and all that good stuff. Most people knew about the majority of them, but everyone was kind of like, hey, I didn't know about this one or this one. And, everybody seemed to find one that,
right.
Even myself, I didn't know about Arrow from Mr. Big. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff and a lot of music out there to go find if you're looking for something, new to listen to that you don't know about.
I'm going to write that one down real quick. Arrow by Mr. Big. Boom. Sorry, on there. Brent, I don't know. You probably didn't have a chance. You don't have any thoughts on that episode, do you? You weren't part of that when you were busy.
But I did listen to it via iTunes.
Boom.
Bada bing.
That's what you call a segue.
Yeah, if you go to the website, www.fansinmotion.com, and I think go to listen, you have all the options of, iTunes, Amazon, Stitcher, all that craziness. And we just this week got added to iHeartRadio. So look at us go.
Sweet.
And speaking of which, Josh, I know you know about it, but Andy, did you see our first review on iTunes?
No.
It says, these guys are Night Ranger fans. I cannot believe I found a place for me. A Night Ranger podcast. These guys are fun to listen to because they sound just like me and my friends when we get together talking about Night Ranger. They have great informative interviews with musicians, and you could tell by the musicians' reactions they love talking to these guys because it's not the same thing they've said a million times over the years. The Facebook page is great too. I'm sure they are making Night Ranger proud. So thankful for the show and the page.
Thanks, Mom, for the review.
I was going to say, did I write that one?
Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Sorry, I was trying to scroll this as I was doing, and I got lost.
That's cool. I have not seen that, but it makes me happy. At least that someone's listening, and there's other people like us out there.
And if you are listening on one of those, whatever avenue you're listening to it on, leave some comments, subscribe, all that stuff, so we know you're out there. We can see
the bad and the ugly.
We can see some of the information, but not all of it. So
that's right. Just
let us know. Hey, if you're on Stitcher, subscribe to it, and let us know that that's one of the avenues that you're on.
All right. Is there anything new in the Night Ranger world as far as news? Is anything happening? I know we're still in this global pandemic. Dun dun dun.
There is. Let's see
Brent?
here. See how people. I'm doing that with the spatula. See, there it is. Anyway, Night Ranger news. Mr. Joel Hoekstra announced his new album coming out in January and released a new song this week. Josh, what do you know about that?
Know about as much as everyone else. It's been a busy last couple of weeks for me. Great track. I think he just today, I could be wrong, I thought he released another track from the album, or at least set up something to where he's going to. It's, just with life, I haven't had a chance really in the last 24 hours to dig into it, but I thought I saw where he is coming out with that second single or whatever, just a second track to put on there. So again, if you have not got the first Joel Hoekstra's 13 album, go do it. It is a great album. Came out in 2015. I told Andy to go get it, and right, Andy, and you got it.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it. We talked about the different vocalists he has on it, and again, if you're a fan, which a lot of people really are, it's fans of Joel, you got to get it. And if you're a Night Ranger fan, get it. Support. I mean, you got to support these guys.
As far as I know, I didn't see a vinyl release for it. I just saw the the CD and the the download version. So, and if you get it from Japan, hopefully there's a bonus track on it. There was on the last album. So, at least 2021's looking good for some new Joel Hoekstra. We got some Night Ranger music hopefully coming. Brad's solo album still out there. Kelly is, I think, working on some stuff. So, hey, it looks like it's going to be a good 2021 now if we can just get the tours up and going again, hopefully.
Yeah. And for all you Joel Hoekstra fans, they're going to live stream, my God, my mind just went blank. What's the Christmas band?
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is doing a live, I guess, cast via the internet. And from what I've heard, Joel's not going to be part of it.
Yeah, he's not. I directly heard that.
Don't be bummed out if you pay for it and he's not on it. It'll still be great. I'm sure of it. So,
what else you got? Anything else in news?
We've got some Fans in Motion news from our personal page here.
All right.
And this week we have two people I'm addressing. We have our good friend Beth. Beth posted some cool photos she had received from the first tour, Dawn Patrol tour.
Wow, look at that.
She put them out there, and it's great because if you look in one of the Kelly pictures, all you see is Jack's leg hanging off the stage behind him. I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
Beth,
cool.
Thanks for sharing those. We appreciate it. And moving on to there, we got our buddy Lance Rushing. Lance found a Billboard article, I believe it was, of the chart positions for all the singles. So I threw that in there. Thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I love that stuff.
I think was Lance also the one that posted the Rock Candy pages where the band was ranking songs and Kelly didn't like chipping the way.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool too. I didn't see that. I was rushing to eat dinner tonight and get this up, and so hey, That's what happens. We had another episode planned, and boom, that all changed. So
yeah.
So we got the Kelly episode going. So it's gonna be fun.
Well,
You
then,
guys are gonna love my list, by the way.
I wanted to mention a few things from the page. Our episode that we did before, what was we just reviewed it. What did we do?
Man in Motion.
No, Jack Blades. But the episode before that, you're right, Brent. Man in Motion. Michael Field posted. He got his old VHS out and he put the tape in where he recorded when I Did It for Love was on MTV back in 1988. And it had, Downtown Julie Brown and Ken Ober. So he put on there the beginning of the video and the end. And it's funny, I think someone had made the comment as well, but it's funny, like they're talking about Night Rangers no longer keyboards or something like that. And the very opening scene of the video is Jeff Watson on a mountain playing a keyboard. So that's what's great about the page, because I never saw I Did It for Love on MTV. And we have some documented proof that, hey, it was there and we got to see it. So Michael Field posted that, and that was very cool. JC Powers is doing another trivia question and giving away Carrie Kelly picks. JC Powers has been awesome on the page for doing that. Andrew McNeese, who does melodicrock.com, swapped some emails with Jack, and basically they are deep into the process of recording the new album, so we got that. Just seeing if there's anything else here. Blah, blah, blah. Again, if you are listening to this, all this stuff is on the Fans in Motion Facebook page.
Yeah, I almost had the videotape is one of the screens back here, but it didn't look right on the screen when I was trying to do it. And so I skipped it, even though I thought it was so damn cool. And I really loved how he posted that part of that Duran Duran video and said nobody would get it. And I think Lance is the one that got it. I believe it was. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the hell? I'm guessing all these guesses, and I'm thinking, oh, there's a video showing what it is, and I didn't even know it. I'm like, Tina Turner, Debbie Gibson,
and then Carrie Ann Sutphin. I don't know how to pronounce that last name, but I don't know if she made them or what, but she posted her Night Ranger and Styx Christmas ornaments.
Oh yeah, those are super cool.
Yeah, I was gonna post, and I totally forgot. Like I said, I was rushing on.
Well,
that.
we can put them on the next episode, just a better picture of them. But
never seen those. Maybe they're Shrinky Dinks.
Yeah. Well,
how about
that was your That was your nickname in high school, right?
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't say it.
Let's get back to the dick talk.
Back to it. I wanted to say before I forget, Josh, is regarding the videotapes.
Talk to me, Shrinky Dink.
I have, and I'll sort through them someday. I used to just sit and record when we'd go to school. I'd record MTV. So I have no idea what I have on there. Somewhere down the line, I would just let it tape for the 6 or 8 hours we were at school.
Yeah, I never did. I mean, I got some like stuff from again, kids. People that are younger than us who've always had YouTube and stuff will never understand the pain. So I never did that when I was younger. So again, I was 8, 7 when Midnight Madness came out and stuff. So it was 1992, maybe. No, it was 1994. They were doing like a 10-year thing, and they were playing all the videos from 1984 on MTV. So remember, this is the height of grunge and everything, right? Well, I hadn't seen Sister Christian since probably 1984, 85.
Yeah.
So I stayed by my TV the whole day and night waiting for them to play Sister Christian. And they didn't play it probably until like the last, there was 90 minutes left out of that 24-hour day. And they played it, and I got to record it. And so that was like the only Night Ranger video I had on record forever. So
awesome. Yeah, that's great.
I remember doing that for all night when it came out. On MTV. Oh no, pardon me. Who Wants to Be Lonely is what it was, and it came out. Or was it all night? It was one of the two, Anyway, we were on Christmas break, Andy, and I was at my dad's house, and I was running all week long, being off work, off school, and that one day I committed. It was like a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday, I believe. I don't know why I know that, and I waited all day, watched MTV from the moment I got up, kept it running. I mean, I was recording when I ate dinner, went back, rewinded real quick, not on there, and at 8:45 that night it came on. And my dad walked in. He goes, "That's one thing I like about Kiss. They got some nice-looking girls in their videos."
I mean, again, my daughter who's 15 and Brent's kids are old enough. They'll never understand the struggle of. I mean, this is all we had. Like we would sit in front of the TV for hours to catch "I Love It Loud" video. Jesus.
Yeah, Andy witnessed me running down. We lived in a bi-level, and I made it to my VCR downstairs probably in 4 steps.
Yeah.
And I only missed 2 drum beats.
Right. It was crazy. All right, so we got anything else we want to bring up before we jump into this badass topic of Kelly songs?
Ooh. You and the format. What are we missing?
Oh, new stuff. Well, I was going to jump into that. Sorry.
All right, so
my notes down here on my page, and it's bent.
Not exactly new, but they do.
Don't show it.
They do. Well, I bought it, so it's new to me.
I have something new to me.
But they got the Blu-ray on Amazon for less than $8. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but Hired Gun.
Yeah, I own it.
I saw that on Netflix.
Yeah, I'd seen it before, but for the Blu-ray for like $7.50, I went ahead and bought it.
Yeah.
So, number one, if you're, you want to see how the music business works, and how bands aren't really bands. 2 people own the band, the other 3 are employees, stuff like that. This gives you a good insight on it. But they do have a good section on Brad Gillis. It's called Hired Gun. It's basically musicians who are hired to go tour and everything. And it talks about like Ozzy Osbourne's band, but it talks really a lot about Randy Rhoads passing away and Brad Gillis replacing Randy Rhoads. So if just for the Night Ranger aspect itself, and they do a good little section on Brad Gillis too. Yeah. They actually say that his was probably the toughest of all the hired guns ever, which is amazing because nowhere on here do they mention Brad Gillis, yet he has a big central point in the film. But it's got Liberty DeVito from Billy Joel's band on there, Jason Hook from Five Finger Death Punch, Eric Singer, Kiss, Rudy Sarzo. So that's, if you go on Amazon, the Blu-ray's like $7 or $8. And also, guess what I got today in the mail? I don't know if you can read that or not, but it says Dawn Patrol, new item. So I got my Amazon box today. The colored vinyl for Dawn Patrol came out. I ordered it off Barnes & Noble, which hasn't came yet, but I ordered a copy off of Amazon, and it came today. So I was going to do a live recording, like a live opening on the page. So I ripped it open. I pulled out my copy of the colored Dawn Patrol.
That's not what you ordered, is it?
No, it's not. All right.
Okay.
Even though the sticker says right here, new item Dawn Patrol, it sure as hell ain't Dawn Patrol. Now, I just saw this holding it up. Look what's in the right corner there.
Dawn.
All right. Well, and then where the hell are we at? Look below the sticker there. Dusk. Yeah,
I think Dawn Dusk is a stupid name for an album.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell this is. MXMT. Oh, wait, I know MXMT, I think. No, maybe I don't. I don't know. Yeah. She's all right to look at. I mean, better than a satellite dish. But, yeah. So I didn't get to do any cool opening or anything. Like, that's the first time I've ordered tons of stuff off Amazon. Never once have they screwed up my order, except for, this.
You're probably not going to be the only one with that.
Oh, probably not. And there you go. Look, Andrew's got a new album. He got the right album. He went face to face and got it.
So anyway, I just picked this up. It's not new, but it's new to me. Midnight Madness on vinyl. nothing special. I just never owned it on vinyl. As a kid, I grew up in that era of we had cassettes and CDs when CDs came out, and I was never even to this day, I'm not like a vinyl guy. I probably have 20 albums in my entire collection, and they're just by default. I would get them for Christmas gifts, and But anyway, I saw it. I was up in a little shop up here down here in Nashville, and just stumbled upon it, and I just had to have it. I probably overpaid for it. I think I paid $12, which I think Brent told me you can get them cheaper. But
hey, well, the thing about buying them in person is you know what you're getting. You're able to look at it and everything else. You don't have to worry about it being stomped on in the mail. So, $12 is $12. But the thing I always liked about vinyl, especially, stuff like, let's say, Dawn Patrol, Midnight Madness, and Seven Wishes, is the albums were designed for vinyl.
Yeah.
So you get the full effect of what the artist really wanted when you get the vinyl. Now, later on, stuff's designed more for CD and everything else. But, from that era, I just enjoy getting it because you actually see what the artist wanted.
Yeah, well, and it feels good to hold this, and you look at that back cover. There's a lot that's going on that cover, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just staring at this, and I felt, for a minute, I was like, God, I'm 15 again, and I'm standing in Camelot Music at Eastgate Mall, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is so cool. I mean, I was lost in a moment. And then the cool thing was when I was buying it at this little shop in a little town called Leapers Fork, Tennessee, I said to the guy, I was like, this made my day. And he goes, really? And I said, yeah. I said, I'm a huge Night Ranger fan. He goes, so's my wife. And I said, well, most people only know Sister Christian. And that's where they stop. And he said, no, she really likes that album. And then I dropped, of course, I said, well, we do this little podcast. If your wife's, a fan, you should give us a try. And then he said, that'll be $12.
There you go.
So I left.
Wow.
Well, now you just got to work on the other 4 classic era albums, and then you get a little.
I've got 7 Wishes.
Well, then after that, you're going to have to start. You got to get the variations. You got to get the Columbia House. You got to get the artist.
It's just not in me. I don't have it anymore. I almost didn't buy that because what am I going to do with it? I don't even have a record player.
Hey man, you just hold it and feel good.
Well, Teresa has one, and I did actually go and put on Touch of Madness and cranked it up a little bit, but anyway.
And you thought, oh, the CD sounds so much better.
Well, we have these little tinny speakers. It's not hooked up to our big speakers yet. I got to find the right wire. Anywho, all right. Is that anything else? Anything else new we need to discuss?
I don't
anything
know.
Else I'm missing?
Look at your list there of what our format is and see if
that's it. That's the end of the list.
There's no more crinkles in it or anything.
No, I gotta redo this damn thing. You guys saw my desk; it's a mess.
All right.
Is there anything else, Brent? You got anything new?
No, but your basement's looking good.
Well, we're getting there. I got the books. I got the drums. Speaking of drums, let's get to the point. Our third best singing drummer in rock and roll, Kelly Keagy.
Keagy.
The crickets in this room.
And the top 10 list is Kelly Keagy, KK, as we like to call him, Boom Boom.
Just call him Kelly.
Yeah. Top 10 Kelly Night Ranger songs. And it could be songs he wrote, songs he sang, or both. But we were talking about doing the solo albums, and we decided just to condense it to the Night Ranger albums. So there we are.
All right, are we ready? Who wants to start this? Shall I, or do you want to let Brent start? Josh, you want to do it first? And
well, let's go.
Flip it around.
Let's give Brent shit first. So let's go Brent, me, then you.
Okay. You know what? First of all, F both of you. Okay? Give me shit. You got the Shrinky Dink and Wee Wee Man over there. Anyway.
Take it on, brother. Let's go. Let's start talking some crap
my
about
first
Kelly.
song, my number 10 comes off Dawn Patrol. At Night She Sleeps.
What?
Whatever.
What do you mean whatever? That's a great song.
Dude, we can't pronounce Kelly's last name right. You can't even start the fucking list right.
No, I'll give you that.
Here we
I'll
go.
give you that. I'll give
What
you
did you
that.
want me
That's
to?
fine.
What do you want me to bring up something off of? I
Hey,
ain't gonna.
Listen, I had to cut songs, so I totally get you, Brent. There's
I had to
songs
cut songs too.
All
there's
right.
songs that that did not make my list that I feel a little.
So what is
little
it?
guilt
What
over.
is it? I mean, is there something part of just like his vocals that? I mean, what about that song put it over some others?
No, number 10. They put it.
Yeah.
They put it down on the bottom of the list. Is what it did.
Yeah, but Kelly's got a lot of songs. I mean, why? I mean, just you like the way you just like the song,
like
his
the song.
songwriting, or
I just like the song. I mean, it's just songs I like. So
all right,
Yeah.
that's
I
good.
went with 10 songs I like. There's no rhyme or reason other than
All right, so
that I'm right.
well, I'm going to tell you that you're wrong. So my track number 10 would be "Tell Me I'm Wrong" off of the Mojo album, just for the fact that it's a duet, him and Gary. It's the one song I think on the album that they trade vocals, but Kelly's vocals to me have just always stood out on that track.
Which one
And
was it again? I
Tell,
wasn't.
Tell Me I'm Wrong off of the Feeding Off the Mojo album. It's a
Oh
duet.
yeah, we were talking about this before the show started.
It's a duet, but just Kelly's vocals on that are superb, and again, it's just one of those where do you got to knock songs off a list, and I mainly went off, it's how do I rank them? It's like I just kind of go back to what always, if I close my eyes and go, think of Kelly Keagy, that song always came back to my mind. So I put that one at number 10.
Yeah, now I'll preface my list. I did not include any duets, so I eliminated a few things. But so number 10 for me, and again, this is always so crazy, but I did kind of what Josh is. When I think of Kelly songs, and again, songs that I don't want to live, this is my little caveat. I don't want to live in a Night Ranger world without these songs. These are the 10 that I can do without everything else to a degree. So my number 10 is Soul Survivor off of 7.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with.
Lyrically, it's a great song.
I'm impressed you went back to 7.
Yeah, I went back
I've been
and
telling
forth.
you that.
Dude, I had a list of songs. I mean, Kelly's got over like 40-something songs that I was bouncing around, and I just kept saying, what do I go back to? And on my playlist, as I'm sitting here down in my basement doing my work, I'm like, that song still rings with me. It's just a great song, and it's a great lyrically written song. And usually when I think of that album, that's the first song that comes to mind is that song. So I was like, that's going to be on my list. Just where?
He has a very strong vocal on the end. He's kind of like singing and shouting kind of together. And like I said, to me, I think I ranked, 7 as my number 2 Night Ranger album. I mean, to me, it's always been a standout album, and that's part of the reason why is just Kelly's vocals on Neverland and especially 7 are fantastic.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, it's not in my, I don't love the 7 album like a lot of people do, but there's a couple songs that just really are, they're there for me, and Soul Survivor is one of them.
Yep.
So number 10 for me is Soul Survivor.
I
do you want me to go next and we'll swing back around?
I win that round. You came in
Well,
second, Andy.
End of the day, it's your show, Josh. So I guess you're gonna always kind of win.
All right, so let's do
You have the control button.
number 9.
All right. Do you want to go back to just keep going the way we're going?
Well, you can go, Andy, if you wanted to
Just circle back around. Is that okay with you, Brent?
I don't give a shit.
All right. So number 9 for me is off one of my all-time favorite Night Ranger albums. It is New York Time off of Neverland. I don't know if this song is loved by many. I really like this song. It was it's just so different to me for Night Ranger. And I think Josh, we've talked about. I don't think we talked about it on the show as much. It's again, I get excited. These songs I picked, I love all these songs, and this one just really kind of gets me going. It's just so crazy the sounds going off, and I'm dancing a little bit. But anyway, New York Time off of Neverland, great upbeat Kelly song, up tempo. I mean, so
yeah, it was modern sounding kind of. I mean, it was for when it was released in '97. It was about the most modern Night Ranger would get and still be Night Ranger. So it's still a different song. I mean, but yeah, Kelly's got a great vocal on that one too.
Plus Fitz brought some kind of Japanese or Chinese sounds
just
into
crazy.
it.
It's a chaotic song.
Yep. My number 9 off of the Man in Motion album, Reason to Be.
Ah, yes.
Just Kelly's got some strong vocals all over that album, but I think that track really stands out. So to me, number 9, Reason to Be.
Yeah, that's a great song.
You reminded me of Robert off of Everybody Loves Raymond. When he's trying, no, Josh, when he was saying Reason to Be. There's an episode where he's trying to go back to his, his girlfriend. He goes, "'Cause we are meant to be." Meant to be. He says it over and over again in the episode. When you said that, it triggered it. Anyway, my number. What number am I on? Number 9. My number 9 is Carry On from Big Life.
Oh, nice.
See, I figured out why Josh had such a connection over my number 10, because that's probably like his number 2. So
no, I just
like I said, the one song that's not going to make this list that I really was having a problem was "Foolin' Me" off of "Hole in the Sun." "Foolin' Me," if you don't know that song, Andy. I know Josh knows it, but I know you don't listen. It is such a great tune, and I couldn't fit it in my 10. So
yeah, you could easily have bumped "At Night She Sleeps" and it fits right there easily. But "Carry On" is a good. Let's go back to it. It's a good Kelly track, and I think we talked about in the Big Life episode that was a song they were working on when Jack's dad died, and they were happy with some of the song, but not all of it. So Kelly basically told Jack, go to your father's funeral. I'll finish up the song, and
he said, "I will carry on," is what he said.
That's exactly what he said. So
something like that.
Yeah. Oh, so it's me again, isn't it?
Track
well, let's jump to Josh. Let Josh start 8.
Oh, I thought we were going.
Well, I don't know. Does Josh want to have a first call?
Let's just Brent do number 8.
Go, buddy.
Number 8 is one that Josh absolutely loves. I mean, I think.
I Did It for Love?
No. It's better than that. It would be "Crazy World" off 7.
You are correct, sir.
Wow.
Your list.
Leave that song off my list.
Your list is still shitty because you have it at 8. But go ahead.
Well,
it should be like 1, 2. I might even give you a 3.
The thing is, on Wednesday it might be higher. I
will say this: my list was changing as I was making it, and then during the day today, I was running through some stuff. I was like, I'm going to stick with what I wrote, and if it changes, it changes. But I'll stick to what I wrote down, and that's what I'm going with. But I do love the diversity so far around the horn here,
and I'm glad it made Brent's list. Now, "Crazy World" is off of 1998's album 7, and it's only on the Japanese edition. Now, the Japanese edition has a bonus track, which is a re-record of "Let Him Run," but there's also a track that was just on that album called "Crazy World," which they never put on the U.S. version. They just kind of left it off. I think when I talked to one of them, the label had said basically there was too many ballads, so they wanted to take one off, and so that was the one that got left off. It's damn near the best song on the album. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely a great track. So Brent's made up a little bit of that.
There you go, Brent.
There you go, Josh. Kisses.
My number 8 would be "Precious Time" off of the Feeding Off the Mojo album. Kelly's got some great vocal tracks on that album. With, again, I had my number 10 is "Tell Me I'm Wrong" with the duet with Gary, but "Precious Time" is a great track, but also a great Kelly Keagy vocal. So yeah, it's just one of those songs, if you haven't heard, it's off the 95 Mojo album, "Precious Time." It's one of those rock ballads that Kelly does so well.
Yeah, Josh, and when we get to the Mojo album, I'm sure, I'm a old school Night Ranger guy. I'm not really up on Mojo's stuff that well, although I've been listening to it a lot more lately because of you. I think more fans should, we'll have to go back and revisit it, and you can really break that down for us at some point in time. But I remember when I listened to Precious Time was one of the ones I really did enjoy off of that album.
Yeah, it's just your standard Night Ranger, just your Night Ranger Kelly Keagy ballad, and they actually did release it as a single back then. I actually have it sitting here,
just conveniently sitting right there.
Conveniently,
not for sale. It says so. You got that for free?
I did.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just a good, so if you like the Kelly Keagy ballads, Goodbye, stuff like that, go check out Precious Time. You will not be disappointed.
And it is not a copy of Pat Benatar's version of Precious Time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she had it.
All right. My number 8. The lyric I opened the show up with, I go back to one of my favorite albums, Neverland, As Always I Remain. I love it. Again, it's a great... Again, I'm partial to the Neverland album. It has a real special place for me. Listen to this album nonstop, and this song, I just love it, man. It rocks for me.
Yeah.
As Always I Remain, number 8.
I don't disagree with that.
Thank you.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
I'm sure down the road here it's going to change.
All right, Andy, your number 7.
Oh, my number 7.
Kelly
Speaking
Keagy
of
song.
Big Life album, Hearts Away. Josh, I know it's one of your favorites. As previously stated in an episode that hasn't been seen by many people, this should be in a set list.
On the set list episode?
Yeah, I
it's
just
a fantastic episode.
I like this song. I like, I'll say this, and I don't know if it's good or bad for Kelly. I kind of think of him as a ballad guy. So
do the label.
That's kind of where I go with this song, and I think it's just a wonderful song and cool black and white video. Back when black and white videos were the cool thing, So, Hearts Away off of the Big Life album coming at you.
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know. It's a good.
We're out on your list. Josh.
It's not on my list. It's a good track, but to me, I don't know. It just sounded more of a. It didn't have that organic feel as some of the other earlier ballads. To me, it's like, okay, let's try to write
a ballad,
a big ballad for Kelly to sing, and not that
it probably was right.
Not that it's a bad song. I just think there's others, but I mean,
yeah, you can move on. Number 8, or number 7 for you, Josh.
My number 7, and this would be a prime example of what I was just talking about. My number 7 is Let Him Run.
Great song.
Great song, great vocal, and if you want to hear a great vocal, they don't do it as much anymore, but if you got the Live in Japan, the live version of it, where they do it, it's an acoustic song to begin with, but they do it in their acoustic set. Live in Japan, or if you ever saw them on the Mojo tour, they would do an acoustic set. And just hearing him do that song on the Mojo tour, or like I said, we do have the Live in Japan where they do it, we do have that recording. It's just his vocals are phenomenal and make that song. So my number 7 is Let Him Run.
Awesome.
My
Brent?
number 7 is Dinner for Two, Me and You, I'll Get You Home by 8. Man in Motion. It's a great line.
Well played.
Man in Motion.
Nice. Opening track there. It's great, man.
Yeah, it's a rocker. I still want to hear Mad Emotion. I want to hear that version because I think that would even be cooler.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they do. Every now and then they probably slip it in there just for fun.
Yeah. I think that's a cooler title. But,
Is that one of two? One of 2 or 3? I guess you say 2.5 albums that Kelly sings the opening.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
That's the only one of the classic era. I think he
leads 2 tracks off in a row on that album too.
Yeah, and I think the other one is drawing a blank on me here.
Hole in the Sun. Tell Your Vision.
Yeah, that one. And I think the
Which-
Japanese version, does the Japanese version of Neverland open up with New York Time?
Yes, it does.
So-
And that's what I was going to say when we were discussing it. Is I was used to hearing that version, so my track album opened
Yeah.
with that song.
Yeah.
So that's why I said 2.5, because there's not very many albums that open with a Kelly Keagy track. So there you go, Man in Motion.
Nice one, Brent.
Yeah, what's your
Okay.
number 6 there?
My number 6 is one of my all-time favorites. Better Let It Go off Big Life.
Wow.
Love that song.
That's a good tune, man. I mean, I know you and I have a lot of love for Big Life.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to hear that song on anybody's list, though, but I like that's good.
Oh, well,
That's probably my favorite vocal of his off of the. To me, that one's a better vocal than, like, say, Hearts Away.
He's really singing on that one.
Yeah,
he's
so-
he's really belting it out.
And what Fitz has got the French horn or whatever on that one. So
the French horn. I knew you'd love that, Josh.
so you know,
We've discussed that prior.
so all kinds of goodness on that.
French
that,
horn.
that track. But yeah, I mean that would be probably my favorite off the Big Life album of Kelly's. My number 6 is from the Neverland album, which wasn't on the Japanese version originally because it was on the Japanese New York Times EP, but it was on the American version. A song called Walk in the Future.
Nice.
Again, it's probably one of my favorite tracks off the
It's a
album.
good tune.
It's a good tune. It's different. It's got a different kind of structure to it, you know, chorus wise, and so yeah, just Kelly's vocals is great on it. So my number 6 off of Neverland, Walk in the Future.
I'll tell you real quick, just about that song in particular. I sleep with music on every night. I have headphones that I wear, and I was playing my Kelly list in my sleep, and I'm hearing a song that I'm not super familiar with, and it wakes me up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I check my phone. I'm like, what the? It was Walk in the Future. I was like, that's a great song. I should listen to that more. So
yeah, and like I said, it was on the American version. But if most Night Ranger, the hardcore fans like us, we all went and got the Japanese version of Neverland because it came out, you know, months earlier. But it didn't include Walk in the Future because they had released that EP of New York Time and put Walk in the Future on it and left it off the album. So the
sweet
hardcore fans that never went back and bought the American version may not have that track. What is your number 6, Andrew?
My number 6 comes to us from the Seven Wishes album, and it's a classic for them. They play it live almost constantly, and it's Goodbye. It's, again, a sappy kind of ballad that Kelly's known for, but a wonderful song, and especially if you know the story behind why Jack wrote it, it even touches a little more, and it's a signature song. I mean, and it's just great, and I love it, and I just don't want to live in a world without that song. So,
yeah, it's and it kind of followed a formula there that they were doing 3 albums in a row where they were ending their studio albums with Kelly ballads, Let Him Run, Goodbye, and Hearts Away. And you're right, yeah, it was Jack co-wrote that with Jeff Watson. So it's
well, and it lyrically, it's while it might be somewhat sappy, it is a well-written lyrically song when you listen to the words. And they have a way with certain songs, and you know we know their hits with like When You Close Your Eyes and Sister Christian. They can paint a wonderful picture, and to me, Goodbye paints a great picture about the beach and those things, and someone lost. And anyway, Goodbye. That's my song.
What's your number 5 then, Andrew?
Number 5, I'm going to revisit a track that somebody already said. It was never a hit. It should have been. It was played on WEBN there in Cincinnati all the time.
I know what it is.
Let Him Run. It's a beautiful song. I love it. When they play it live, I get a little excited because I'm like, when you see that 12-string coming out, I know what's coming, and I can't wait to see it and hear it. And,
But
I used to get so excited when local radio in Cincinnati, WEBN, would actually play it because you would never going to hear it. And so Let 'Em Run is my number 5, and it's I can't add anything that you guys haven't already said. It's just a great song.
You know what would be great is if in the world where personalities don't exist and it would just be our Night Ranger dream would be if Jeff and Kelly Keagy did an album together, because you think Goodbye, Let Him Run are all written from Jeff Watson acoustic.
Yeah, his
playing, his demos, and with lyrics and a little bit of melody added later. It's just Jeff's acoustic playing with Kelly's vocals is just a recipe for some good stuff. So
yeah, because weren't you telling? We talked about this probably prior. That music is Jeff. That picking and that 12 string.
Yeah, well, Let Him Run was the first Night Ranger song they ever did. That was the first song they wrote. Goodbye started with Jeff had made a tape of musical ideas, and Jack was listening to it in his car. Again, it's just a story I've heard.
Right.
I wasn't 8 years old in Jack's car cruising around Santa Monica or anything, and heard that music of Jeff's on that demo tape, and that was the track that he kind of picked out and worked with, and so yeah, just Jeff's playing and Kelly's vocals always kind of meshed together. It'd just be neat if they would do something together, but probably will never happen.
So Josh, what's your number 5?
My number 5 comes off of the album High Road. And it's a song called Don't Live Here Anymore.
Yeah. It was on my short list. Didn't make it.
There was a couple songs from those 3 albums. Somewhere in California, High Road, and Don't Let Up that I was picking, and they, for one reason or another, didn't quite make the top 10. But that song definitely stood out. That's how I could probably move it up higher if I wanted. But yeah, my number 5 is Don't Live Here Anymore off of High Road.
Yeah, it's a great song, and I said it was on my list. I always go with the formula I use is what world do I want to live in, and that one I can lose, but I can't lose the 10 I have. So, Brent, hit me.
My number 5 is eerie similar to Andy's story. There was this radio station in Cincinnati, and one time used to play off the Hot Girls in Love album by Loverboy, One-Sided Love Affair.
Yeah.
At the same time they were playing One-Sided Love Affair, they were playing Let 'Em Run.
Yeah.
That's how open that station was back then. They were playing deep cuts by Loverboy.
So is that your number 5?
Number 5 is Let 'Em Run.
So is Let Him Run the first one we all have in our...
I think it is.
Yeah. So I had it at 7. You guys each had it at 5.
That's how good that song is. It crossed all of us. It's a great one.
And the thing is, it needs to be much higher on I think all of our lists. But from this point on, these songs coming up,
my top 4 are tough.
They're all just stellar for me. So I can go to my number 4, coming off Neverland, and it was As Always I Remain.
Wow. I love it. You got it up way higher than I do.
Yeah, I love that song.
I look, I'm with you, buddy. I just had to move it down for something else. So
what's the other ballad off that album he sings?
that Kelly sings?
Just let's keep going. You'll find out.
Oh, shit. Shut up. All right.
Okay.
All right, so number 4, Brent, As Always I Remain. My number 4 has already been listed, and I have talked about it, but it's off of the 1998 7 album, and it is Goodbye. Crazy World,
Nice.
which Brent had on his list at number 8.
Number 8.
So yeah, like I said, if you have not gotten Crazy World, it's not easy to find out there. You just need to go find either the Japanese version of 7, and it's not listed as a bonus track. I think it's track 8.
Yeah.
Or you
Zero Records.
Or you can find the European, I think, promo disc of it. It's just in a little cardboard sleeve. And what's crazy about the European promo version is it does not include Kong, but it does include Crazy World. But with the rest of the album, But that's your options of getting it. So track it down there, Night Ranger nerds.
Yeah, it's on Zero Records out of Japan.
Or, as we call you, family. All right, my number 4. This is where things take a little bit of a turn, and I'm sure the other guys will be like, what? For me, number 4, Interstate Love Affair. I love this song. I just love this song. It's like an earworm for me. I start humming this song, and I'm like, man, I would love to see this live, pull this out of their hat one time, just play it live, and I just love it. So I mean, it's above Let 'Em Run for me. That's number 4.
Yeah, you're going to get that live if they do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I won't.
if you remember the 2021 set list, I said that you could either do Why Does Love Have to Change or Interstate Love Affair. One of those two songs is a second song, as a replacing Sing Me Away as a Kelly track. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure it's not on either one of your two lists.
I like it.
Personal favorite.
I like it because it's a rocking song Kelly sings from that era.
Exactly.
I just don't think it's the strongest track. That's why I usually steer.
Yeah. No, it just
and I love telling the story of when I was in Afghanistan. A huge base, probably 30,000 people there. They had a thing called like the Boardwalk, which was in the middle of the base, and it would have trailers, with different food stands and stuff. Well, they had a TGIF Fridays there. It was their best version of it. But, you go in there, you still have your weapons and gear on. They said it was the only TGIF Fridays where they encouraged you to bring all your weapons in. But they had it set up. I mean, it had a limited menu, and, they had shit on the walls and everything, right? But on the wall was vinyl record covers, and they had the teacher soundtrack. So every time I'd go in there, I'd go in there once every couple of weeks with, one of my buddies from there was on a different shift, and we just meet up and bullshit. But I would go in and just a little bit of,
just to see it,
just a little bit of peace, just like, okay, who would have ever thought, 2013 in Afghanistan, I would see Night Ranger here, and because I had it. Yeah, it's
look at that right there.
Right on the chalkboard, Night Ranger was written, and I saw it every day. So, yeah. Anyways, a good little, segue to where I could tell that story. Andrew, you're number 3.
Number 3 for me. Why Does Love Have to Change? Again, just a song that I just personally love. I'm sure it probably isn't even on your guys' lists, but I just was going down songs, and I was like, I always, you have songs that you go to. It's like I said about Soul Survivor. I think of that album. I think of that song. And this is one of the ones that when I think of Kelly, this is one of the ones I just loved. Introduced me. I was like, I just love this song. So Why Does Love Have to Change at number 3? That's how much I like this song.
And a great guitar solo. I think Brad and Jeff trading back and forth.
And it rocks a little.
Yeah. We did that 2021 set list. I said that, either that or your number 4, Interstate Love Affair.
I just listened to the episode, Josh, and I just took your ideas.
Could be, we're 2 rocking Kelly songs. That could be.
And I'll say this, too, is you kind of got in my head a little bit because Kelly is really a ballad guy, and you really struggle sometimes to find some of the rocking songs. I mean, he's got them, but you have to really, Jack usually has all the rockin' songs. Kelly gets all the ballads. And then you find something that you really just kind of you bop, like Beavis and Buddy. You're bopping your head.
And Kelly's got, a strong voice. And it's what's great is he hasn't lost it. It's still there. And,
all right, Josh, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Goodbye.
Solid.
It's just,
and probably where it should be.
It's when you think, what slot do you fill in Night Ranger? Well, I am the ballad guy, like we talk. That, you think about that, and that's the reason I think not only was the songs good, but his voice was so good that helped propel those songs. I mean, they recorded, I think, Sentimental Street with Jack singing, and Pat Glasser was like, let's try it with Kelly. And you know what version, ended up. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's not a fancy answer, but Goodbye is number 3.
Brent?
Okay, do you just want to do one, or do you want me to do 2? Do you want to finish it out?
Do your number 3, and then we'll do a review.
Okay, my number 3 would be off Neverland. It's a song that Josh can't remember called Walk in the Future.
No, that's not the song. There's another ballad.
Go ahead, talk it up, Brent.
I have to remember the damn song. It was on my list. I just named it. There's another song, a ballad off there. It's As Always I Remain, and
Walk in the Future.
No, there's another ballad.
And New York Time. I'll Call on You. That's Jack.
No, that's 7.
Oh.
Hold on here.
Go ahead, Brent. Tell your story. I'll look it up while you guys are talking.
There ain't no story. Just I think Walk in the Future is, it's a fantastic track. I mean, it could have been number 4, and As Always I Remain could have been number 3. I mean, I love those 2 songs so much off that album.
Yeah.
It's like I said, Walk in the Future is Someday I Will is the song that I'm thinking of. The other ballad.
Jack.
Is it?
Yeah, Kelly doesn't have another one.
All right. Well,
I
know it's
forever.
a ballad. Let's just do it that. I guess. Yeah.
It's a good thing you didn't put it on your list. Watch you scratching real quick.
Yes, but Kelly, I could have it on my list because Kelly co-wrote the motherfucker. All right, so
I didn't sing it.
Doesn't matter. You could be the songwriter, and Jack could sing it.
No, it was songs that Kelly sings.
No, I said at the beginning it could be songs he sang, wrote, or did both.
Yeah, but
we'll have to review the tape.
You know what? Where I said my number 3 was Goodbye, scratch at Someday I Will is my number 3. All right, so let's do Andy, go down your 10
my
through
10
3.
through 3. So I start off with number 10 is Soul Survivor. Number 9 is New York Time. Number 8 is Always I Remain. Number 7 is Hearts Away. Number 6 is Goodbye. Number 5, Let Him Run. Number 4, Interstate Love Affair. And number 3, Why Does Love Have to Change? Which is, I've asked myself that question multiple times.
It usually changes because they meet you and they think you're a good guy. Now, this is just talking from my experience. But then, after you get to know him, you let him know that you're really an asshole.
Ah, he's kind of a dick.
All right, Brent?
It's because you gave her Pabst Blue Ribbon earrings, that one year, made from the bottle caps.
Listen, I go into every relationship telling them that this isn't going to work.
It's good.
It's actually been my pickup line a lot of times.
Kelly Keagy and relationship tips. That's what this episode's called.
This is not going to work.
And what's your thoughts on Night Ranger's deep cuts?
Do you like pizza and like the hump? And then after they slap you, you go, what? You don't like pizza?
Come on.
All right.
He needed the money.
All right. Brent, number 10 through 3.
At Night She Sleeps. Carry On. Crazy World. Man in Motion. Oh, I should be numbering these, shouldn't I? Number 6, Man in Motion. Numbers.
You need to be numbering them correctly. Let's start there.
Yeah, I had a.
Fuck it, just throw random numbers. Say, number 43, Let Him Run.
Number 8, Crazy World. Number 7, Man in Motion. Number 6, Better Let It Go. Number 5, Let 'Em Run. Number 4 is Always I Remain. Number 3, Walk in the Future.
And
Walk in the Future.
My number 10 Tell Me I'm Wrong. Number 9, Reason to Be. Number 8, Precious Time. Number 7, Let Him Run. Number 6, Walk in the Future. Number 5, Don't Live Here Anymore. Number 4, Crazy World. 3.5, Someday I Will. And number 3, Goodbye. So, off of our list, Andy, you're the only one that has, Soul Survivor, New York Time, Hearts Away, Interstate, and Why Does Love to Have to Change? So your list pretty much differs from everyone.
Yeah.
And Brent, your what's unique to your list is At Night She Sleeps, Carry On, Man in Motion, Better Let It Go.
Brent's is big life heavy.
Yeah, so me and Brent's list have some similarities, and then so far I'm the only one that has Tell Me I'm Wrong, Reason to Be, Precious Time, Don't Live Here Anymore. So Brent, you want to do your number 2?
Real quick,
Yeah.
every time you guys say "Walk in the Future," I want to say "Walk in the Shadows" by Queen Drake. So I just want to get that out there.
Get
Your sunglasses to do your Jeff Tate.
No, I can't. I cannot do Tate.
Okay.
Number 2, Brent, and
Number
we're back.
2, this song gets me here.
Do it.
It gets me in my balls. It gets
Whoa.
me in my ass. It gets me. This song
Wow.
is one of these songs.
This
that
song is
just-
raping you.
How do I mute Brent? Hold on.
No, this is one of these songs that I just feel it.
I am so not a
When it
raper.
comes on, it's off the album 7. It's called Revelation.
Revelation, nice. I did not see that coming. I'll be honest with you.
It's one that song I've been telling you
After
for
all that
years.
ass and ball grabbing, I saw it coming.
No, there was no grabbing. I feel
Gosh,
it.
I'm so not a raper.
Yeah,
It is-
it's a great track.
Yeah, I didn't see
Yeah.
that coming.
Now you didn't the mic didn't pick up as he said Revelation 4 a.m. off of.
No, not 4 a.m. Revelation
so-
of 7.
That's going to interest me because there's so many songs you left off for that. I'm going to have to go back and revisit that song and
I've
make
been
sure I'm
telling
not
you for
missing something.
years you need to check. Just listen to that song
7
10
is-
times in a row, and you will love it for life.
7 is a great album. Just go put
Yeah.
7 in.
Yeah.
The only thing that disappoints on the album is the song Kong.
Yeah.
But 7 is a great album. It's a closing track, Revelation. I probably won't be able to listen to it anymore because of all the ass and ball grabbing. But
There's no grab it. You feel it. You feel it. You don't grab it. You feel it.
Right, whatever, man.
If you just, it just.
All right.
Okay.
You know how a song just puts you in a mood. That song just brings me there.
Yeah, I get that. Monkey Business by Skid Row makes you want to kick people in the
God,
face.
remember we were at Bogart's?
So-
We were up in the. I got to tell the story. We're up in the balcony of Bogart's, and they're playing just the crowd
PA.
music, in between bands, and you hear outside my whatever the lyrics are, and we're like, everybody like, you ready? And you hear, tink, 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 and everybody's heads start doing this on the floor, and we were just crying.
Total metal, man.
I saw Skid Row in
very
1995 at the Newport Music Hall, and I knew it was going to be. I was in down in the pit, second row, and I knew it was going to be bad when the concert. There's no one on stage, man, and we were just getting pushed around, and I was like, all right, if it's this crazy right now, wait till they come
You
out.
started.
But yeah, Monkey Business. That every time, just
Yeah.
the head banging.
I
We
just
all
wanna start
knew it.
kicking people.
Because we were just waiting for it, weren't we?
Oh yeah, they counted off for you,
Yeah.
Josh.
My number 2, Sentimental Street.
Ah,
Again, it's just you think Kelly Keagy.
well played. Sir.
It's just that's what it is. Just a great vocal track by Kelly, and you think that it's not one of the songs you go back to. You always, being a Night Ranger fan, all right, I've heard this song 1,000 times, and that song really doesn't really,
Right.
maybe live could have dropped Sentimental Street or Goodbye 1 to 2, but you got to leave 1 in there, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just that's when you think Kelly Keagy, you think that song, and when you think Night Ranger, that's one of the songs you think as well. So it's got to be there.
Absolutely. Well played, Brent. I'm gonna steal a song from you and as a phrase and say, Josh, I'm going to carry on what you're saying because my number 2 is Sentimental Street. It is one of the best songs. I can't live in a world that does not have that song in it. I can't. It's above Goodbye, like you said. If you got to get rid of one, I would let Goodbye go before I let go of Sentimental Street. I love this song. Love it. Love it. I'm using the word love here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use that a handful of times at the altar. I love that song.
Do you feel it in your balls?
Well, I mean...
Yeah, you feel it down there? Because if you do...
It doesn't make me want to kick people in the face.
No.
It's no monkey business. But, Josh, it's...
Saigon Kicks Ugly makes me want to kick people in the face.
That song, I like that song too. Sentimental Street is up there with me with When You Close Your Eyes. If you're going to introduce somebody to Night Ranger and say, this is what Night Ranger is all about, I give him When You Close Your Eyes. I give him Sentimental Street. It's a great song. Number 2. It's a fantastic song.
All right. Brent, you want to do number 1? Your number 1?
Yeah. Now, I want to preface this by saying, you guys had Goodbye, Sentimental Street, all great tunes. Doesn't mean I just dislike them. It's just I've heard them a million times, and these are the songs I go to.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
I don't hear them a million times,
No,
even though I've heard them a million times,
listen,
in my car.
No list, no matter if you're listening to this and you post your list on our YouTube page or the Facebook page, no list is wrong except for Brent's, okay? So go ahead with your number 1, Brent.
Yeah, anyway. My number 1, it has to be my number 1. Sing Me Away.
Ah, yes.
As Andy said, that's a song I can't live without.
Right.
And it was towards the tops of our Dawn Patrol episode when we ranked the songs. It is a quintessential Kelly song for me.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you on this one. It was
it's
always
the only
our song.
one. It's the only one that wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a radio hit.
Should have been.
Yeah, it should have been.
The video, come on.
Yeah, but no, I never tire of that song. Never.
I agree. Great choice. Josh, do you have a number 1?
My
or
number 1 shows off Jack's writing skills and Kelly's vocals. And to me, when you think Night Ranger, this is what you think of. And it is I Did It for Love.
Good song.
No.
I was golf clapping. I was like,
yeah, well, that's when Russ Ballard joined the band.
Yeah, I just secretly, I'm hoping Jack and Brad and Kelly are listening to this and they fell for it for a couple. Like Jack's like, that wasn't me writing that.
Well, it's funny when you said that. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Jack didn't write that. Maybe I'm wrong. So I just backed off. Like, hey, Josh, that's a good boy.
My number 1 is
it is a good tune though.
Is Sister Christian. And now it's for the fact that, yes, it's been, we've heard it a billion times.
Right.
But I think about when you are driving, very rarely am I driving and I'm listening to the radio. But when you do, that's usually the song you hear. And it's always good when you're out and you're hearing Night Ranger and it's on the radio and, there's thousands of other people are hearing that. And it's over the airwaves going out everywhere, and that just feeling of hearing Kelly's voice and your favorite band out there still being played, you can't help but fucking crank it.
Yeah.
And just hear Kelly singing his heart out.
And sing along with it.
Yeah.
Air drum to it.
And it takes,
everybody does.
And it takes on, you fall kind of back in love with it, like you've heard it for the first time when you hear it on the radio out there for the first, when you're out there just driving around. So, yeah, it is Night Ranger, and that's going to be the song they're remembered for. And Kelly, especially, where he holds out where he goes, it's true, and he holds that line out, and dun 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 dun.
He keeps going.
And does ends it with the part. So it's great. He's a songwriter on it, and he's the vocalist. So. My number 1 may not be a fancy pick, but it is Sister Christian.
Yeah,
I disagree. It's the obvious pick. I mean,
it's obvious, but it's my reasons for it are a little bit.
It's your reason to be, Josh.
The biggest reason I ever get bummed hearing it is that some stations around here have the edited version.
Yeah.
So when they cut the guitar solo short and go right, I'm like, oh, God.
Mhm.
You don't do that to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, no, 'cause you don't dare.
When you play Smooth Criminal for 10 minutes and...
Well, have you seen him dance?
Huh?
He can dance. He can dance, man.
Yeah. Touch kids too, but,
Nice. So now we're up to me and my number one. Like Brent, I have a little bit of a caveat. I eliminated in an email message. We talked about this. I did not include Sister Christian in my list, almost for all the reasons Josh just said. To me, it's the obvious number one. It's the quintessential Night Ranger song. Everything Josh said, I agree with 100%. And to me, I couldn't be fair to my list if that was the obvious number one. So I just took it off for me. But I do not disagree. I think Josh is 100% correct with that being a number one song. But where he's wrong, the number one song is Sing Me Away.
Ooh.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I still get excited in concert when you hear the keys open it up. The 1, 2, 2, 2. I mean, I just...
There he goes dancing again.
Yeah.
Get that fat guy in a little coat dance
jump,
going on.
I jump.
Yeah, you start feeling it in your ass.
I do. I get a little tingle.
Deep itch.
Tickle in my pickle. I can't even help it. But
All right.
I also enjoy hearing Sister Christian too. It's just, to me, as I stated to you guys privately, it's just so overplayed that it's like, they have so much other great Kelly songs. Radio of America.
Yeah,
so anyway,
they
Sing
have
Me
so
Away.
many great Night Ranger tunes that they won't ever play.
Yeah, Sing Me Away and Sister Christian.
But
Dr.
Pepper took Sister Christian. They didn't take any other Night Ranger song. I mean, that's how iconic it is.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's our list, the right lists. Bring them up, post them. I think we should post them to the page, Josh, and see which one gets the most likes.
Yeah, well, Brent will probably get it because there's a lot of yahoos out there. But
yeah, no, I just,
But this was fun. I love doing these shows. I can't wait till we do a Jack version of this because this is going to be agonizing for me when it comes to Jack songs.
Now, I will say on my list, when I was making out, I went ahead and did, I think, about 18 tracks. Day and Night was on there.
Yep.
What was the song I set off of Hole in the Sun?
Television?
Fooling Me. I had, I had stuff off basically all the albums, like my favorite tunes off each album. And these are the ones that, I would love to hear in concert.
I mean, Brent, you left Penny off your list, which I can't believe.
But he froze up on me.
Who did?
Okay, you're back.
Me? Oh, you left
what were
Penny
you
off
saying?
your list. I can't believe that. You left off I Need a Woman. Just saying.
A song that probably came close to me is "There Is Life" from Hole in the Sun. I don't know if one of you guys
good tune too.
mentioned.
Well, Tell Your Vision. A lot of people on the page have always talked about that song.
Yeah.
So I thought one of you guys would have had it. I knew.
Well, I like it. It's just all I hear is television in the chorus.
Yeah, I heard television as well.
And so when I hear television, it's just like I can't play it.
Hear it.
For someone. Hey, check out this song because why are they singing about television? I'm like, no, it's Tell Your. And when I have to sit there and explain, I was like, all right, fuck it.
Forget it. Here's Sister Christian.
Yeah. So, and the other one was off somewhere in California, Time of Our Lives, which is a good Kelly ballad.
That's a good tune.
It almost made it. And there were some others, smattering of others that came close, but yeah, and it's all, if you got a list, put your list either on the YouTube page or on the Facebook page, and it's always interesting and neat to see everybody's else's list and what they think, and you see a song on there and you're like, how in the hell could they put that on? It's always neat to see what other people like compared to you.
When you drop this one, I'm going to post my list just to see what people. I like to get the comments. I like people talk about like, how could you put that song there?
I'd give it a couple of days before you post your list to see who watches it
when he releases it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a couple of days after he releases it.
So there you.
Otherwise, they won't watch it.
So there you go. If whatever you're listening to, iTunes, whatever, go in there and follow. That way you're getting the updates. We release episode every Tuesday, unless I'm busy, then it might be Wednesday. Who knows? But go to the Facebook page, Fans in Motion, Night Ranger Tribute. Click like. That'll get you to the page where we do everything's based out of. Like I said, the podcasts are designed for YouTube. So if you can watch the video on YouTube, or the audio is on every other avenue, and you can get all those different avenues on the fansinmotion.com webpage.
Just leave a review on wherever you listen to it from.
Well, leave a good review. If you have a bad review, email Brent personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just, that's out there, I guess, all my personal information. We're going to dox Josh on, that's what they're going to do. What? he put Precious Time on there?
Hey, Precious Time's a great track.
It was just one that came to my head.
Hey, man, it tickles me balls, so it's got to...
Hey, that's good. Did you pull your wee-wee out?
Yeah,
with
so...
your little fifth grade
All
friends?
right, and based on that...
shower here. I feel dirty.
We will talk to you guys on the next episode. Andrew, take us out.
Thank you guys, everybody. If you're still listening, we cannot thank you enough. This podcast is by fans for the fans. So I'm Andy, that's Josh, and that's Brent. Thanks, everybody.
Later.
See ya.